My name's Brayden Lester. I play at Southwestern Oregon. I tried to mimic what I saw on Instagram and it never worked. About 2 years I was stuck. I think I topped out 82 once. Because in the past, with the people I've worked with in remote coaching, it felt like I didn't matter because I didn't throw 95. I really felt like I was prioritized. When we were able to go back and forth and try this and try that, okay, that didn't work, let's try something else. All of a sudden, I jumped up like 6 miles an hour, sitting 85, touching 87 in my last bullpen. I've always believed in myself, but I never had the tools or had the coaching to really help get me there. Seeing it pay off is like the most rewarding experience I've ever had.
All right, so I'm here with Brayden, and Brayden is when you want to draw up the type of athlete you want to work with, he's the guy because he works his tail off not only in baseball but also like in life, like in actual jobs and work. And he's a road grinder. Like he's texted me before on like 18-hour drives before, which is crazy. So anyway, I won't get into the details too much, but Brayden, thank you for doing this. First off, if you want to just kind of give a synopsis on who you are, where you play, and then a little bit about like where you were at or like what kind of started our relationship prior to you doing a mechanical analysis or us working one-on-one or anything like that.
Okay, yeah. So my name's Brayden Lester. I play baseball at a junior college, Southwestern Oregon. Um, and prior to working with Jack, um, you know, I had been stuck uh, in both in like life and also in baseball because I thought that if I could just, because I saw all the tread athletic videos and I saw all the drive line videos and, I tried to mimic what I saw on Instagram and it never worked. I even, started working with a couple of those programs that I mentioned um, and nothing was working for me. And like for about 2 years, I was stuck at like 80, like I think I topped out 82 once. Um, and then I met Jack and the difference in the programming that I received with Jack and why like it helped me so much is because, there's several things and one of them is community because it felt really alone for like a lot of the time when I would be the one like grinding, like I have to get up really early because, I have to pay for this stuff myself. So, I would get up at like 4 in the morning, eat some eggs, go to the park, and then go work out. And like it gets really lonely. But with Jack, he would have a group chat with all the guys that he works with. And we'd have weekly meetings where we'd all talk and I get to know the guys and stuff. Um, and I'd wake up at like 4 and there'd be like some texts from some guys that are like, like Sunday grind day, baby. Like, let's get after it. And, it felt like a little less like lonely, in that like grind. And, I was able to be so personalized with everything that I did. And it didn't feel like Jack was working with, you know, 200 other guys, because in the past, with the people I've worked with in remote coaching, it felt like I didn't matter because I didn't throw 95. Um, and in this case, that wasn't what happened. Like I really felt like I was prioritized and my needs were met on a consistent basis. And, it wasn't just me reaching out, he'd reach out to me and ask how I was doing, and it was really, really big for me because the dialogue between us is really what helped me make that big leap because towards the end of me and Jack working together, when I started with him, I was like, hey, I'm stuck like 80 to 82 still. And, we work together and, through trial and error and stuff, because some stuff doesn't work. And that's what I had struggled with in the past. But when we were able to go back and forth and try this and try that, okay, that didn't work, let's try something else. Eventually, we were able to find out what kind of programming and what kind of lifting I have to do for that to work. And all of a sudden, I jumped up like 6 miles an hour, sitting 85, touching 87 in my last bullpen. And I'm getting looks from colleges now because before it wasn't at all. I'm in Oregon playing at a junior college, and I'm super grateful for that because a lot of people don't even get to play, college baseball, but I get the opportunity to play the game that like I love more than anything. And I now have like an offer to go play somewhere for a 4 year. And like I'm just like so grateful because like I didn't like I've always believed in myself, but I never had the tools or had the coaching to really help get me there because on my own, there's so much stuff on like Instagram and YouTube and all these different videos with all these different drills that it was really nice to be able to have somebody to help personalize my own program and find out what I do well with and what I don't do well with and kind of adjust things based on that.
That was a hell of an answer. That was awesome. Good. I appreciate everything you said.
Yeah,
I think you were honest, um, and open about like where you were at and just like the things that helped you. I guess you covered a lot of bases there, but if you were to look back at like Brayden last year, or like somebody who might be in a similar spot to where you were at, that wants to get to the point now to where you do have the opportunity to play at a higher level and continue your career and have made a lot of progress, what would be the message there for them, relating to finding somebody to work with, or just in relation to like what is required in order to actually get there based on your own personal experience?
right. Yeah, I'd say the proof is in the pudding, man. Like, you know, it is not easy from what I had to do with working all the time to pay for this myself because that was a huge thing, because when I found out what I saw the price and to me, like a couple grand is like, that's a lot of money to me. And I was like, I don't know if I can do this. And, I kind of figured I was like, I don't want to look back and regret not doing something to my fullest and seeing like what like I can do with myself. And so that like determination and being willing to like invest in yourself. Because I remember I was watching the videos that you had posted before our first meeting, and you said you got to be willing to invest in yourself. And I believe in myself enough that I was willing to invest in myself and invest in this. And from the first meeting that we had, like it felt more than like just a professional like coach with player thing. Like it felt like, you know, I kind of had like a buddy who was in the same boat as me. Like it's not some guy that's sitting there behind like a chair or whatever and trying to tell me like, okay, here's your exercises, get out of my face. Like it felt someone who like I could chat with, like catch up with, and we like, see how each other are doing. And I really think that just putting in like that work where every day you find something to do to get better. Because on the days that I have off, like 1 or 2 days a week, my way of getting better is, making 6 eggs in the morning, getting up and actually making myself make a decent meal, make steak for lunch and, pork chops for dinner and some rice. Like there's always something you can do. And being in a place where you look for those things to do and you want to do those things, seeing it pay off is like the most rewarding experience I've ever had.
Hell yeah. And it's been awesome to watch on my end as well. You know, just from like where we started to where you ended up and your commitment to the process, and like we talked about it a lot. It was like, we understood together how much work had to be done. It was like kind of looking at, I've heard the analogy before of like, you kind of look up the mountain and you're like, damn, that's far. And you still walk anyway. And I think that you kind of took that approach and you're like, you're just trudging along, but you're making massive strides.
Yeah.
And so, don't change that. Obviously, you won't. But I'm appreciative of you because working with someone like yourself, it gives me a sense of like purpose and fulfillment in what I do, and knowing that you take the value in it and it's going to help you not just in baseball but in life as well. So I got nothing else to say but thank you, man. I'm excited
Yeah.
to continue to stay connected, and
Right.
follow the rest of your career. And I'm just super appreciative of you. So thank you again.
Yeah, and thank you. Yeah, I think one of the things that I was just thinking about was um, there were a lot of times where I would be overthinking and I feel like I'm lost. I'm like, hey, recently my velo hasn't been up and you tell me like don't worry about it, like it's gonna come, because I was putting in the work and I wasn't seeing results and it was really up down. Because I had a back injury and stuff that was kind of prohibiting me from doing like my best. And I felt really down, but I just kept doing everything that I was supposed to be doing. I just kept doing it. Um, and because it really meant a lot to me because I was paying for this, so it really meant something to me. Like I wanted to get my money's worth. And all of a sudden, the next pen that I threw was the one where I PR'd like 4 times in a row. Um, and that's the proof in the pudding right there. Just keep doing what you should be doing, and it's going to pay off in the end. Don't let those, like the fact that it's a roller coaster, put you down. Don't let the lows get too low. Don't let the highs get too high. You know what I mean?
Damn straight. Damn straight, brother. You hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been awesome to watch. And you got great insights. You're wise beyond your years as well.
Yeah. Thank
So
you.
no matter what career you decide to pursue, hopefully you do some kind of coaching for, your kids or just community,
Yeah. Of course.
whatever it is, because you've garnered a lot of knowledge and you've done a lot of things and you've made a lot of progress. So I think you can pass
Yeah.
that wisdom. So
Thanks, man.
of course. So yeah, I'll cut this thing off, but yeah, man, thank you again. And
Yeah. Of course.
just keep grinding.
Yeah, dude. This morning. I hit like 200 pounds on split squat.
Yeah?
Yeah, on the with Zerchers.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I still use the bench bar, but I got the weight. I got the weight on there though.
All right, I'm gonna stop this recording and we can just chat.
Sorry, dude.